Dear students, welcome in the class of BA Part Fest, subject English Literature, Paper Fest, Poetry and Drama. I am Dr. Sumer Singh, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Government Lohia College, Churu. Students, today we will study Christopher Marlowe's poem, The Face That Launched a Thousand Ships. First of all, I will tell you the introduction of the poet, and then we will study the poem in detail. So, dear students, Christopher Marlowe is one of the leading poets of Elizabethan age or the Romantic age. As we know that Shakespeare is the representative poet of Elizabethan age, and Marlowe is the contemporary of Shakespeare, and he is also one of the important poets of Elizabethan age. Marlowe wrote tragedies, and his tragedies are famous for his towering personalities, because all his heroes were the towering personalities, the great personalities, and his dramas are the tragedies, and these tragedies are very important in English literature. Today's poem, The Face That Launched Thousand Ships, is an extract or a piece that is taken or derived from his greatest drama entitled Dr. Faustus. So, Dr. Faustus is the representative or the leading drama of Christopher Marlowe. This drama is the story of a learned person or the professor of Wittenberg University in Germany named Dr. Faustus. So the title of this tragedy, Dr. Faustus, is after the name of the tragic hero of this tragedy, Dr. Faustus. And Dr. Faustus bargained his soul for the sensual pleasures and other kind of pleasures such as magic, etc., for 20 years. So this is a tragedy of Dr. Faustus, and this present poem is an extract, or it is a piece that is derived from that poem, taken from derived from that tragedy, or taken from that tragedy. So this poem is a speech of Dr. Faustus, and Dr. Faustus, being a magician, revived Helen, and Helen is the most beautiful woman, or we can say that most beautiful princess of the history of the world. And this poem is addressed to Helen by Dr. Faustus, and Dr. Faustus is greatly attracted and infatuated by the extraordinary beauty of Helen, and he addresses Helen as the most beautiful lady or the most beautiful woman, and he was greatly attracted towards the beauty of Helen, and these words are spoken to Helen. So this is a romantic poem, and the speech is a romantic speech, and the poem is written in blank verse. The medium of this poem is blank verse, and Marlowe is a great master of blank verse. He wrote all his tragedies, all his dramas in blank verse. So, dear students, let's start the poem. As we know that this is the speech of Dr. Faustus, and Dr. Faustus addresses to Helen. Helen is walking on the stage, and Dr. Faustus attracted towards the beauty of Helen, and his feelings of love, his feelings of attraction towards Helen are expressed in these words, in these lines of the poem. He says that, was this the face that launched a thousand ships and burnt the topless tower of Ilium? Ilium here refers to Troy city, and Troy city was destroyed by the Greek army because Greek army freed Helen from the princes of from the prince of Troy, because the prince of Troy abducted, or we can say that taken away Helen from Greece to his capital, and then Greece army attacked upon Troy city, and Troy city was destroyed. So that war is entitled as Trojan War in the history of the world, and Trojan War is the longest and largest war in the history of the world. So Dr. Faustus addresses Helen, says to Helen in these lines that was this phase, that this was the phase that launched means started 1,000 ships in the war. It means the Trojan War fought for Helen, and he says that was this beautiful phase that began, that started the longest war of the history named Trojan War, and Troy city was completely destroyed, completely turned into dust in this war. So he says that was this beautiful phase that started the greatest war of the history, Trojan War, and burnt the topless towers. Topless tower means the high towers, the high buildings of the Troy city. So Troy was a very beautiful city, and that beautiful city was completely turned into dust. That was completely destroyed by the Greek army or the Greek soldiers. So he says that was this phase that started or launched the longest war of the world, and in which the Troy city was totally turned into dust, and the topless towers were burnt and destroyed in that war. Sweet Helen, he addresses to Helen, oh my sweet Helen, because he was greatly infatuated or allured by the beauty of Helen, and therefore he says to Helen, oh sweet Helen, make me immortal with a kiss. Make me immortal with a kiss. Because he says that if I would get the opportunity to kiss your beautiful cheeks, then I would be immortal. So these are the feelings of love. These are the passionate feelings of love of Dr. Faustus expressed towards Helen, because as we know that Helen was the most beautiful princess of the world. So in this way, Dr. Faustus is addressing his feelings of love towards Helen, that, oh Helen, make me immortal with your kiss, and if I would get a chance to kiss you, then I would be immortal in this world. Her lips, the lips of Helen, suck forth my soul. Dr. Faustus says that my soul is attracted towards the beautiful lips of Helen, and my soul is moving towards the beauty of Helen. So he says that I am not able to control upon my soul. I am not able to control upon my passions and the feelings of love. So he says that my soul is moving towards the beautiful lips and the beautiful face of Helen. See where it flies. Dr. Faustus says that it is a surprising fact that my soul is not under my control. My soul is moving, flies towards the beauty of Helen, towards the beautiful cheeks of Helen. So, dear students, in these lines, Dr. Faustus expresses his feelings of passionate love towards the beauty of Helen. So, these are the feelings of Dr. Faustus. So, हम कह सकते हैं कि डॉक्टर फोस्टस है वो हेलन की एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी ब्यूटी से बहुत ज़्यादा प्रभावित हो जाता है और अपनी फीलिंग्स को हेलन की तरफ एक्सप्रेस करता है कि आप अपने किस से मुझे क्या कर दें, अमर कर दें. सो दीज आर द फीलिंग्स. कम हेलन, कम गिव माई सोल अगेन. ही सेज टू हेलन दैट ओ हेलन, यू शुड कम टू मी and give my soul to me, because you have snatched my soul, you have attracted my soul, and my soul has given to you by myself, because there is no control upon my soul. So you have taken my soul away from me. So oh Helen, come to me and give me a kiss, and then give me my soul to me again. So we can say that this is the infatuation, or this is the extraordinary attraction of Dr. Faustus towards Helen. Helen is moving, walking on the stage, because Dr. Faustus as a magician revives and recreates Helen upon the stage due to the power of magic, and the power of magic was given to Dr. Faustus by Satan. So it is the power of black art, it is the power of magic, and therefore the historical personalities are revived upon the stage by this power of magic. So he says to Helen that, "Oh Helen, you should come to me and give my soul again to me. Here will I dwell." He says that here will I dwell. He says that my soul dwells into your body, into your beautiful face. So you should come to me and give me a kiss, and in this way make me immortal, give my soul to me again. For heaven is in these lips. This is the extraordinary beauty of Helen, and due to this beauty, Dr. Faustus, uh, expressing his feelings of love, that for heaven is in these lips, because heaven is there, paradise is there in the beautiful lips of Helen. It means Helen's face is too much beautiful, lips are too much beautiful, that there is the heaven into the beauty of the lips of Helen, and all is dross that is not Helen. Dr. Foster says that all is dross. Dross means worthless, meaningless, rubbish. So he says that that is not Helen, or except Helen, nothing is beautiful, nothing is important, because only Helen is the most beautiful princess in the world, and there is a paradise into the beauty of Helen, and everything is useless, everything is worthless, that is not Helen. I will be Paris. He says that I will be Paris. Paris means the prince of Paris, because Prince of Paris abducted Helen from Greece. He has taken away Helen from Greece. So in this way he says that I will be the Paris of Prince of Paris. So he says that I am ready to be Prince of Paris, and I am ready to be as bold, as brave as the Prince of Paris. And for love of thee, thee means you. You is the archaic word. It is the word of Old English. So he says that for your love, for you, for your love, or to get you, I will be the Prince of Paris. Or instead of Troy shall Wittenberg be sacked. Sacked means plundered, and Wittenberg can be looted. Wittenberg can be plundered, and Wittenberg can be despoiled. So he says that Wittenberg is the capital of Germany, and Dr. Faustus belongs to Germany. So he says that I am ready to plunder, I am ready to destroy, I am ready to despoil Wittenberg city of Germany in place of Troy city, or instead of Troy city, because Troy city was totally destroyed, burnt into Trojan war, and the cause was Helen. And Helen, being the most beautiful princess, the prince of Troy attracted towards Helen, and he has taken away Helen from Greece to Paris, and then Greek army attacked upon Troy city, and the Troy city was totally destroyed. So Dr. Faustus says to Helen that for your beauty I am ready to burn, I am ready to destroy, I am ready to despoil Wittenberg city, which is the capital of my city, my country, Germany, and I will combat. Combat means fight. He says that I am ready to fight. He says that I am ready to fight with weak Menelaus. Menelaus is the name of Helen's husband, and Helen's husband was not a bold personality. He was not a we can say that a brave personality. So he says that I am ready to fight with your weak husband, or your we can say cowardice husband Menelaus. So Dr. Faustus says that for the beauty of Helen I am ready to burn the Wittenberg city of Germany, and I am ready to fight against the husband of Helen. So these are the feelings of Dr. Faustus expressed towards the beauty of Helen. And wear thy colors on my plumed crest. He says that wear thy colors, your beauty on my plumed crest, upon my crest, upon my crown. So he says that I am ready to surrender everything for your beauty. So this is the attraction of Dr. Faustus towards the beauty of Helen. Yeah means yes. I will want, it means I will make injurious, I will defeat, I will fight, and I can defeat Achilles in the heel. Achilles, the great Greek hero, and that hero was invented by the greatest epic poet of the world, Homer. So he says that I am ready to fight against Achilles, who was a great hero, who was a, we can say, a bold hero of ancient Greece. So he says that I am ready to fight against Achilles. I can wound, I can uh, injure Achilles for your beauty or for your love, and then return to Helen for a kiss. And after fighting all the war, and after becoming injurious uh, Achilles, I am ready to kiss the beautiful cheeks of Helen. So he says that I can do everything, and I can do all the things in this world which I can do for the beauty of Helen or for the love of Helen. Oh, in these following lines, Dr. Faustus compares the beauty of Helen with the other important beautiful things and beautiful elements of the world. So he says that, oh, thou art, art means are, it is also old or archaic word. So thou art fairer, fairer means more beautiful. Here there is the use of a comparative degree. He says that, Helen, you are more beautiful, more attractive than the evening air or the evening star. So he says that you are more beautiful than the evening star. You are more beautiful than the Venus. Venus is regarded as the goddess of beauty. So he says that you are more beautiful than the goddess of beauty, clad in the beauty of thousand stars. You are clad, it means you are dressed, you are wrapped, you are dressed into the beauty of the thousand stars. It means the beauty of thousand stars is not as beautiful, as attractive as your beauty is. It means this is the extraordinary beauty of Helen. This is the unmatched, unique beauty of Helen is admired, appreciated by Dr. Faustus. So these are the sensual pleasures of Dr. Faustus, for which he has bargained his soul to Saturn. So he says that brighter art thou, brighter are thou, thou means you, than flaming Jupiter. Flaming means brightening, shining. Jupiter is the greatest god. So he says that you are more brighter, you are more shining than Jupiter himself, because Jupiter is the greatest god. Jupiter is more bright, more beautiful, but Helen is more bright, more shining, more full of shining than Jupiter. When he appeared, when Jupiter appeared to hapless Semele, Semele is the beloved of Jupiter. So he says that you are more beautiful than Jupiter. Jupiter, when Jupiter appeared before his beloved in a brightness, in beautiful appearance, so he says that Helen is extraordinary in her beauty, and she is more beautiful, and we can say nothing is as beautiful as Helen in this world. So in this way, Dr. Faustus admires the beauty of Helen in these using these metaphors, using these simile, etc. More lovely than the monarch of the sky. He says you are more lovely, you are more beautiful than the monarch of the sky. Monarch of the sky means sun. Sun is the monarch of the sky. So Helen is looking more beautiful. Helen is looking more shining, more bright than the brightness of sun to Dr. Faustus. So it is the love of Dr. Faustus, or we can say it is the attraction, infatuation of Dr. Faustus towards the beauty of Helen, and therefore he is using so many comparison and using these figure of speech as metaphor, simile, for comparing the beauty of Helen with all these gods, semi-gods, etc. And he says that nothing is as beautiful, nothing is as bright as Helen in this world. In wanton Ereuthus' azure arm, and he says that Ereuthus, that is a name of a nymph, and in the beauty of that nymph, the god of river also fell, and god of river was also attracted towards the blue arms. Azure means blue color, blue arms of Ereuthus. So Ereuthus's arms were the beautiful arms, and the god of river was greatly attracted towards the beautiful and blue arms of Arthuza. So in the same way, Arthuza's arm, the god of river was attracted. He says that I am also attracted towards your beauty, and your beauty is more beautiful than Arthuza's arms, and none in this world, but thou means you, shalt be my paramour. Paramour means queen. So he says that nothing else you will be my queen in this world, will be my beloved in this world. It means, oh Helen, you will be my beloved, you will be my queen in this world, and nothing will be the queen, nothing will be my beloved in this world. Only you, Helen, will be the beloved and paramour and the queen of myself. So these are the feelings of love of Dr. Faustus expressed towards the unmatched beauty of Helen. And Helen was recreated, Helen was uh, lived in this world by the power of magic, because that power of magic was acquired by Dr. Faustus by giving his soul, by bartering his soul to Satan. So, in this way, Dr. Faustus enjoys the beauty of Helen, and he expresses his feelings of love. He expresses his feelings of appreciation, admiration towards the beauty of Helen in these lines. So, dear students, this poem is a speech, or we can say this poem is an extract or part that is taken from Christopher Marlowe's greatest drama or tragedy entitled Dr. Faustus. So, in this poem, we find that how much Dr. Faustus was attracted towards the beauty of Helen, and therefore this poem is a love poem, because the theme of this poem is beauty and love, and the poem is addressed to Helen, that was the most beautiful princess in the history of the world. So this poem is also written in blank verse, as I have told you. So this is the poem, and we have discussed this poem in detail. So thank you for today. In the next class, we will study the another poem. So thanks a lot for today. Thanks.